The white smoke has risen. Once more, the keys of Peter are handed from one man to another, and the world bows, not in reverence of truth, but in ritual. But I do not bow. I lift my head and look beyond. For what is this throne in Rome but a monument to power dressed as piety? What is this coronation of robes and rings but the continuation of a long illusion? That holiness resides in one man, behind one wall, ordained by one institution. I do not deny the beauty of the sacred, but I find it not in mitres or mass. I find it in the eyes of a child, in the bloom of the wildflower, in the majesty of stars undimmed by doctrine. I see no need for priests to stand between man and the divine, for the divine is not in Rome. The divine is everywhere. They tell us the Pope is the vicar of Christ. But where was this vicar when the church blessed conquest, defended slavery, buried science, and crucified thought? The church claims to speak for God, yet it has so often stood on the side of chains, of silence, of submission, not because it lacked faith, but because it feared freedom. And let us not forget, for history will not, that this church, in all its majesty and marble, has too often silenced the voice of half the human race. It has denied women the pulpit, the priesthood, the dignity of equal voice, not because they lacked wisdom, but because they lacked permission. The church has called this tradition. I call it injustice wrapped in scripture, sanctified inequality passed down as sacred law. But truth has no gender, and the divine speaks in every voice, not just those that echo from a collar and a robe. And to the sons and daughters of Africa, stolen, chained, and brutalized, what comfort was the church? Too often it stood not with the enslaved, but with the slaver. It baptized the whip and blessed the plantation. It quoted Paul to justify the lash. Where was Christ then? Hanging not on a Roman cross, but from a southern tree, while priests spoke of obedience and popes remained silent. That is not the voice of God. That is the silence of complicity, and silence is the oldest sacrament of tyranny. And yet still I do not condemn the souls who seek comfort in the creed. I condemn the system that claims a monopoly on meaning, that dares to tell us that mystery lives in a golden cup and not in a blade of grass. I believe in a religion that needs no temple, a faith that lights no candles, for the sun is enough. I worship at no altar, save the vast cathedral of the cosmos, where every atom is divine and every breath a hymn. I do not need salvation from sin. I need liberation from ignorance. So let the new Pope do good, if good is in him. Let him speak peace, if peace is in his heart. But let us never again confuse position with wisdom or robes with righteousness. The universe is not silent, it sings. But its voice is not Latin, nor cloaked in an incense. It is the whisper of trees, the thunder of oceans, the laughter of a child, the stillness of your own breath. God is not a king in the clouds, but the life that moves through all things. And that, dear friends, is a gospel worth preaching.